And we'll get started. So I'm going to share my screen. We're going to start with the Intuit for Education website. So this is a game-based learning community event, but we're going to go to the game through this homepage. I'm going to just drop the link again here. What you'll see at the top is this login or sign up and curriculum, personal finance and entrepreneurial finance curriculum. So let's just go ahead and log in. And I'm gonna log in with my account. This is assuming you already have an account. If you don't, it will take just another minute to make an account. And then here I'm on the home page for Intuit for Education. At the top, you'll see courses, simulations, calculators, and games. What we're talking about today are games. So let's go to the games tab. And the first thing you're going to see is Prosperity Quest, which is the game I'm going to be displaying and showing you how it works today. At the bottom, you'll see other games as well from Next Gen Personal Finance. I think many of you are probably familiar with Next Gen Personal Finance. They have a great game arcade as well. And we've pulled some of those games into here for Intuit for Education. But today we're going to talk about Intuit Prosperity Quest. So Intuit Prosperity Quest is, I would call it like it's a web-based game. And it's a great way to teach your students how to budget, how to invest and save, like introduction to that. Great way to introduce financial wellness concepts. And it's all about sustainability and the climate. So there's so many different elements that are pulled in to Intuit Prosperity Quest that you really can see it as a versatile game for different topics that you want to bring up. So yeah, around money, finance, business, accounting, and the environment, sustainability. So let me press play game. And you'll see here, there's a rating system. It'll tell you makes over 40 investment decisions, receive short in-game lessons and explain the details, and practice diversifying their portfolio yield. Let's play a game. So I'm going to drop there's a direct link to the game as well. So you may be asking, oh, do I need an Intuit for Education account to play the game? You do not. You do not need an Intuit for Education account to play the game. You can go straight into the game, and you can also share the game directly with your students. Your students do not need an account to play this game, which is great. No friction, really easy to get in. So it gives me three options: resume current game, start classroom game, start standalone game. And then it has here a teacher dashboard, Intuit for Education. Let me just click the teacher dashboard for a second. Sabrina, do you want to share a little bit about what the teacher dashboard means in the context of this game?
Yeah, so why don't you create a new game?
Create a new game.
And just call it September 6th session.
September 6th.
Perfect. Okay, so the teacher dashboard is really like pivotal to you all to understand how your students are doing with the game. You get to understand your session, your class's overall performance. You'd be able to see the average scores, go through the player's overview. So basically it shows her, go to general statistics actually. Yeah, so, and go to overall. Yeah, perfect. So you basically get to see how your students are doing overall, the highest performers within your class, the average number of quiz scores that are answered correctly, the amount of players, the top performers, the average financial wellness points, and how long it took them to play the game. So it's really this comprehensive dashboard that allows you to see if your students are playing the game and how engaged they are. So go back to session overview. At the top on the left.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. So really it's like you have the opportunity to, it's like your control panel. So you can essentially control your student gameplay through this, and you can always end it and you can pause it. You can do whatever. You can ask questions in the middle of their gameplay, being like, how are you feeling? What decisions have you made? You can kind of shape your curriculum accordingly to the game. So it allows you that flexibility. So that game code, which I skipped over in the beginning, where it says share this game code with your class, that is the game code that your students would use to access the game when they logged on, when they go to the Prosperity Quest site. So they'd have to enter their join code. So that's the game code that you disseminate to them. So yeah, it's pretty intuitive, honestly. There's not too much else to it, but it just gives you an opportunity to actually see your students' performance.
Yeah. So let's try this. Let's go to share this code with your class. I'm gonna go back to prosperityquest.intuit.com.
And you're going to play as a student.
Yeah, I'm gonna play as a student. So again, I took the code from here at the front, share this code with your class. Start stand. Do I do start standalone game? Is that correct?
Try to start. Yeah,
Class
start.
game.
I'm just trying to, we've just changed it. Yeah, send.
Okay, so that's the classroom game code, and then the save code is here, right here.
So you can return it. Yeah, so you have two
Yeah,
codes.
and then here. So, oh, whoops.
Ah.
No, you don't see that. Okay. Go back here. Okay, and let me re-enter this game code.
You don't have to even do the save game code because I don't think you've played it yet.
No, I haven't. But I just want to DQ7 G8X. DQ7 G8X. So there are two codes here. There's a classroom game code, so just to remind us, which is here, and then there's the return code, which is here. So you're going to need two codes to enter. And as Supriya mentioned, the second code is so that students can come back where they left off. And it's optional. It says, oh, it says it's not.
Right, so
valid.
don't do the save code because you haven't changed. You haven't. I'm wondering.
Yeah,
why.
I haven't started. Yeah, so okay, do this.
This should work.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
Invalid.
So go back.
Yeah, it's probably because I made a mistake the first time. Let's try this again. And refresh.
I'll do it for you. Why don't you go on a standalone game in the meantime, and then we can just show the gameplay works.
Sure, let's do standalone, and Supriya will get up the game code to make sure it's working. Because as she said, they just did something on the back end. So it's gonna be the same experience, the classroom game or the standalone game. Just a classroom game, you're gonna get that information on your student progress. This is just as an individual student or individual person who wants to play the game. So I'm gonna randomize avatar. I pick my own avatar. So you can keep switching until there's one that you like. I'm gonna pick this guy right here. He looks like some nice fun hair. And then it says randomized name. So similar to if you played Kahoot, there's a randomized name. So you're not gonna have anyone just picking their own names. So I know sometimes students can be very, curious with the names that they pick. And then take a picture. Ooh, nice. And that is their avatar.
And I can actually, yeah, I was able to log in using that code and everything. So I can show you keep showing this and I'll keep playing on my end. And then I can show you what the teacher dashboard looks like.
Great. So there's two worlds, right? Two dreams, so to speak, or worlds. Academic ambitions and the flow of ideas. They're both sustainability focused. Let's go to the flow of ideas.
One is on net worth and one is on savings. And there's going to be a third world that's added in October that's on credit, which was used during the Our Finance Challenge last year.
Sweet. Okay, let's do this one then. The flow of ideas. So finance and design start a role with a local council helping to record and remove threatening flora found in the area. So financial goals, $1,000 in savings. We have 0 cash. That sucks. A starting credit score, 650, and financial wellness points, 250. So let's play. So there's a pre-assessment quiz. So that's great. You can see where your student starts in terms of their knowledge and then where they end when the game is done. So what is the significance of a credit score? To calculate your tax liability, determine your income level, track or indicates ability to repay debt. Let's do this. What is the purpose of a budget? Allocating and managing spending, to show income, to calculate your tax liability, to calculate net worth. So do that, which is not a factor in the cost of a loan. We could do the name of the item purchased. What does interest mean in the context of borrowing money? You get from the lender, penalty, discount. Let's see. Let's just pick this. I'm gonna just start picking so we can go through. And it says I got 4 out of 5 correct. So Supriya, is it True or not true? Do the teachers know how the students do on their pre-assessment, or will they be able to know?
Yeah, they'll know. They'll know.
They'll know. Okay, cool.
Says,
So then you'll
it says how many you get wrong at the end.
okay, great.
After you-
So then you'll get that information. We'll continue. So Justin, you asked a question about these games. Is the content customizable as in the questions or standard Intuit content? So the
Mhm.
assessment question, sorry, go ahead, Sabrina.
So it says the assessment are like embedded and they're they're not going to be customizable within the product, but honestly, you can build your own contents around these questions. Also, what we're doing is we're creating worksheets for each of these games that's going to be published in Intuit for Education in about a month. So we provide a bunch of other questions and guiding points for you all to just run adjacent to this game.
Thank you for that. I appreciate it.
Yeah. So it says here, this is a job 150. So let's just do this. Actually, you see this is 150 and this is 250. So I'm gonna do the 250 one. Job completed. Because I want to do the one that has the most complete job here. Yeah, so there's a little bit of strategy here because you can't do all of them. So you have to decide what you want to do. And it says insufficient energy. So students that play this game realize that there's a strategy and then they try to go to the ones that have the most yield for them. But sometimes and you just go to the first thing and you want to charge it. Okay, let's go here. It says to go to the next room. So cash on hand, $250. Expected expense, $217.5. Exit. And that was our first level, right? Then we go here. Financial report, jobs, payments and taxes, savings and investments, expenses. So I want to pay my expenses. I'm going to pay it with credit. If you have more than 200 in coins and cash, maybe it's time to place some of it in savings. So it gives you that recommendation based on savings. So the savings one is here. So that's like paying your bills. And this is your savings. So manage savings. You put $30 in there. And then we go to investments, add a portfolio. And I want to do something with low risk because I'm risk averse, and I put $20 in stock. And I'm done. So now it tells you at the bottom how you're doing. So liabilities, $218 in credit you have to pay off. The credit score is 650, so it's still low. Net worth is just $32, not much, right? Any questions so far? And just like what we just did that first round. Yes. Exit the room. So yeah, between every round, there's going to be this little quiz. So again, we want to make sure that students are learning and that you're tracking like their progress as well. So what is a common form of savings? A savings account. And it's like, yeah, green, good. And it's not a long question. So it's just one question. That's it. One question per round. Okay. So now I want to go to the 251 because that will give me the most. Let me see if I can do it. Yes, I do it. And make that money. Which was this easy making money. What if this was real money, Supriya? Let's make it real money every time I do this. Okay. So great. Let me try one more thing if it works. Let's see. Nope, insufficient energy. So it says I have insufficient energy. So I gotta go back here and cash on hand for $50. Let me go pay my bills because I'm an adult and I need to pay my bills. Let's deal with cash. It's great. And then let's put a little bit in savings. So what's great about this is if you're teaching the 50-30-20 rule, if you're teaching about budgeting, you can teach that and then play this game and say like, have you allocated what we've talked about in class in terms of budgeting to your savings?
Yeah.
And yeah, Sophia.
Let me share my screen real quick. Like while the student is playing. While the student is playing, you can see like I'm the student here, right? I had the game code that my teacher entered And now as a teacher, I'm accessing this dashboard. I can see there's one player. They haven't finished the game, obviously. They scored a 0 intentionally on the quiz. So I got 0 out of 5, 0%. So you can just kind of see like, yodeling fly, which is me as the player, is playing. And so you have the jurisdiction over kind of like, just make sure that they're actually taking in their strategy and they understand what they're doing. So yeah.
Great. And Supriya, because the names are randomized, what do you recommend a teacher to do
Yeah,
to make
I
sure
think
they
in the
understand the
that we're
characters of the name?
Yeah, in the worksheet that we're going to embed, I don't know why it keeps doing this. We are going to have an opportunity. You like either you make your own Google sheet and you ask people to raise their hand and like write down what their avatar is, right? Or like we'll provide a worksheet where it's like you could fill in the names of the students associated with a specific avatar name.
Yeah. I recommend definitely first thing when the student gets in that they do a screenshot of their avatar because they might forget or write it down. So make sure that they do that so that they don't forget that because they're going to forget the avatar name for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. It's one of the things that we couldn't not do because of PII. So
yeah, we want to be protective of student data. Okay, so let's go back here. Okay, and then save. Let's go. Do I want to do investments this time? Let's do a little. Oh, I lost $1.80. So it told me I lost $1.80. Not great. Let me just add a little bit more. I'm still risk averse. Go back to the next round. Sorry. And here's the question again. I'm gonna just pick something. And it says it's wrong. It was D. So the student knows if they picked the wrong answer and the green one is the right answer. I want to make sure I show that to you. And then this round is a different scenery. So every round they go to is a different scenery, which is nice. And then I'm looking around. Okay, there's this cost 300 int coins. Let's just take out a loan. I have 2 lower credit score, so I can't actually do it. I'm gonna complete this job. Got some money. And then ask me, all those Lumen face calls have used up your data. You reach your limit, upgrade your data costs. So I'm gonna say pay with credit. And then let's see if I can do this job. Insufficient energy. So I don't have much energy. Again, I have to go back. Here, exit room. Let's pay my expenses. So expenses, I want to pay with cash. Yeah, and I went down a bit. My credit score is still quite low, 620. And then, yeah, I'm gonna put some money in the savings. That's it. Cool. And it gives you a little nice comment. You had your third savings deposit, you're on the way for your nest egg. Let's exit room. And then the interest rate, let's just show you. Yeah, it gives you the wrong answer. It tells you it's the wrong answer. So because I answered it incorrectly, my credit score was lowered actually. So that's interesting. If you answer correctly, your credit score is increased. That's one way to increase your credit score. Let me do this, get some money. Nope, can't do it. Good job. I can do this. Okay. And then let's go back to the next room because I don't have that much money. I don't have that much energy. See, it tells you at the top left if I do or not. Exit. Let's go here. Okay, debt. I'm going to pay my debt. Yeah. So I pay my debt back and I increase my credit score. You saw it was 580. Now it's 630. So I hadn't paid my debt this whole time. My credit score was really low. Okay, and then let's see, manage savings. Let's add a little more because I have some assets. Great. Wait, hang on. See, you don't want to go. So it even tells you this. We don't want you to go hungry getting it. Make sure you pay your expenses. We're heading to the next level. So I didn't pay my expenses. It will remind me that I didn't do that. I just paid my debt. Didn't pay my expenses. So let's pay with cash. And then, yeah, now I paid my expenses. See, it's like the real world. You can't just leave without paying your rent. Okay. What is a fixed interest rate? The amount earned from savings, a rate that changes monthly. Let's pick this. Yep. And then I had 630 credit score is still the same. So it didn't increase at that time. So that's one. What is it? I don't have enough income. Let's do this. Big job. This is one of these wellness activities, energy station. So it's great. Okay. Nice. So I got more energy now because I did that like goodwill job. That was a goodwill job. And the goodwill job gave me extra energy. So there's a little bit of strategy there in being a good person. Okay. And then complete this job. Let's go back here. And now I have more energy again. So let's see if I can do this job. No, I don't have enough for that. See if I have enough for this. Complete job, I do. So not enough for the 400, but I did have enough for the 250s. And let's go back. So I have cash on hand and expenses. And if you want to interrupt me and ask any questions, you're more than welcome to. So then job payments and taxes, savings and investments. I want to pay David credit. Now you're in debt. We don't like that. I need to check something. Yeah. And it tells me to check my investments because I hadn't done that in a while. I manage my portfolio. I got a little bit of money, not much. Let's do this. Confirms. And then savings, manage savings. Put a little bit more in there. Be responsible, and we're good. Okay, we're gonna go through one more round, and then I'm gonna pause for any questions. Okay. What is the term for the money? Amount of money gained through savings? Yeah, accrued interest. So again, a new level, new experience. Keep it interesting for the students. So not every level is the same. Let me do this because I know I have enough to do that. Make $300. I don't have enough money for this. 950? Not yet. My credit score is too low. It says take out a loan, but I can't even take out a loan because my credit score is too low. So I am playing as someone who is not a good player in this game. Let's do this. 400. Yeah, insufficient energy. Let's go back. Exit rooms. I'm what you call a modest living person in this game. I play modestly. Okay, pay your debt. Let's pay the debt with cash. Let's try to increase my credit score. Now I'm up to 680. That's nice. I'm doing it little by little. I'm on level 6, so I can get to 700. So pay with cash, savings and credit. Okay, cool. My expenses are paid. I have like very little on savings, so I'm gonna just go back. Next room. Let's pick a random thing. Okay, so I was wrong. And my credit score was not affected there. So good. So it's insufficient energy. Good job. Insufficient energy, I believe. Yeah. That's it. Okay. What I like about this game, I know I'm not like playing the song, but it's also like really nice like meditation music in the background. It's really chill. Students also we've seen when they work together, they like working together on this because they give each other tips like, oh, in that room, don't forget to do this, or don't forget the goodwill jobs. So I really recommend you um like having students talk to each other and help each other out, especially when it comes to our finance challenge in April, because you're gonna want the students to feel like they're doing this as a team effort. So you can assign it as individuals, and it's still nice. It's a nice, kind of relaxing activity to do for a student, and they're still learning. But we found that students, when they do it together, they're actually helping each other out and giving tips. Cool. So let me see if I can increase my credit score to 700, just out of curiosity. 705. Great, I did it. That's what I wanted. At least get it over 700. Now I'm happy. Okay. Now I have a good credit score right there. Okay. Does anyone have any questions? I know we're close to the end of time about this game, what I've shared.
Maybe I just have one. I'm curious if you
Sure.
have multiple players in your class, like is it like you can have 5 or 6 people at once in the room? I don't really know a lot about these games, so that's yeah, like
Yeah, no problem. So they're gonna need, there's not like a multiplayer in this game. So each person will have to play the game with their own avatar. Um, but they can like work with each other so that they're doing it. Like you can say, okay, now go to round one. If you are finished with round one, wait there and then go to round two, like when the whole class together.
okay.
So we've seen that as well, but there's not a multiplayer. It's like each person will have their own avatar.
Okay. I just because I
Yeah,
teach a lot online, so that's why I was
yeah,
asking just how they would go
sure,
about that. So yeah.
sure. And I got a question from Crystal. Let me open it up. Sorry, my Zoom is super slow. Sabrina, do you see the question? Okay, there we go. So what is the actual goal students are trying to reach? You want to share about that, Sophia? The
Yeah,
goals?
so there's different goals that correspond with each game. And once again, this is all going to be outlined in like in complete um to a very thorough level. The goals are like oriented around the different objectives within the game. So for instance, there's the savings. So you're supposed to accumulate a certain amount of savings while considering certain externalities that are embedded with the game, such as, oh, you broke your bike, you have to, have a rainy day savings. What are you going to do? Oh no, you don't have any money left. So, you might have to take a loan from the bank and you have to take into account interest on that loan. So all of these factors within personal finance learnings kind of are embedded within this long-term goal within the game of like amounting, having a certain savings amount, or having a certain net worth, or having a credit score that allows you to obtain loans without much difficulty, or allows you to think further about your financial future. So these goals are specific to each one of the games. And yeah, they're oriented around the different factors that, they're going to have to navigate throughout the game as well. So there's multiple goals, honestly.
Well, again, I know I mentioned earlier, but Sabrina, you shared there'll be worksheets, or there are worksheets.
There are worksheets, and they're going to be worksheets that are super thorough. They actually go through like all the definitions within the game. They go through the actual gameplay navigation. They go through the different months of gameplay as well. And they talk about the goals and then, yeah, what each scoring metric indicates.
Well, when will that be ready?
That's going to be ready October 1st, so very soon, which you can
Perfect.
actually access through the game section of Intuit for Education. So
Yeah.
those are going to be really helpful. Honestly, I think they also accompany a deck for you. You just take this into the classroom and you present the deck and you walk through the gameplay. So it's like a whole class or two that's just, we've helped you just devise some curriculum for it and, add your own expertise into it as well.
And last question from me, because I know some teachers might be interested. For our finance challenge, what is the game that will be used?
Yeah. I can't disclose that fully just yet. But the topic is something that we are really excited about. It's going to be a similar model as the other games, but the topic is actually something that we learned that would resonate best with students and educators like yourself through a lot of surveys and focus groups. So we took it into everyone's consideration on what the ideal topic would be for learning purposes.
Great. So definitely hold your calendar for April. We want to see you all participate in our finance challenge. Okay, I think that's it. Thank you everyone for joining. We'll do more of these, and we'll do another one of these when the worksheet is out. So we can use the worksheet to go step by step. But now you get more familiar with the game, and you also met me and Supriya. So now you know who to contact if you have any questions about the game.
Thank you all.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank you. Bye.